Guys, welcome back. Should you buy or should you sell? Should you be in the market or should you leave the market? This is the most important decision you will make this bull cycle. Now, I'm going to make this video very simple for everybody to understand. We're going to remove all emotions out of the equation, and I'm going to answer the question for you as simply as I can. Now, the chart we're going to use in order to get the answer is going to be Bitcoin. Now, why Bitcoin? Because ultimately, Bitcoin rules the cryptocurrency market. If Bitcoin sneezes, the entire market catches a cold. If Bitcoin goes to the moon, then altcoins go to the moon, which is why we are going to be looking at Bitcoin in this particular video. Now, Bitcoin currently is at 56,000. We saw price go as low as 49,000 on Monday. Price has now recovered, bounced back. We saw price go as high as 57.5, and now price is at 56. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is start off with the worst case scenario, because it's so easy to talk about the positive and the potential, but let's just look at the worst case scenario to begin with. Now, what is that worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is the entire market crashes not down to 45,000, right? Again, we're going to give the very worst case scenario here, right? Not just down to 45, not even down to 40,000. We're going to say price goes all the way back down to 35,000, right? Which is very, very extreme. I mean, this is quite literally a black swan event for the entire cryptocurrency market. But for the sake of this video and to make this decision, we're going to look at the the worst case scenario, right? So 35,000 worst case scenario. It's a 37% sell-off for Bitcoin, and for altcoins, I mean, that is going to be significantly more, right? We all know this. Now, with that being said, so we got the downside, as we know, your portfolio completely decimated. But let's look at the upside. And we're not going to do any extreme upsides. In fact, we're not even going to do a modest, a modest outcome, right? Which a lot of analysts and reputable people in the space are predicting. We're just going to say price goes to 100,000. Right? We're just going to say price goes to $100,000. In fact, no, let's not say 100,000. Let's bring it down all the way to 90,000, right? So this is, again, not even the best case scenario. This is a very modest outlook. But let's look at the risk versus reward from the very worst case scenario to not even the best case scenario. In fact, below average, right? 61% move to the upside and 37% move to the downside. Now, just based on the analysis alone, and again, I haven't, done anything dramatic here. I'm not saying Bitcoin to 200K or $1 million. I'm saying Bitcoin to $90,000. In fact, no, let's bring it down even further. Let's say 85,000, 52%. Again, the odds are still in our favor. Now, when we look at this from a risk to reward, just from a purely risk to reward perspective, now, does it make sense to be in the market at this time when these are the odds? Of course, this is a clear, incredible risk versus reward opportunity, and the odds are in the favor of the buyers. Now, some could argue, well, what makes you think even the below average scenario will happen on Bitcoin, right? Well, again, Bitcoin ETF approvals have already taken place. Ethereum ETF approvals. We could potentially be looking at a Solana ETF approval. Institutions are buying cryptocurrency. We know this. JP Morgan, as of today, Morgan Stanley started issuing ETFs to their clients, right? So they wouldn't do this if price couldn't at least go up 52% from where we currently are now. And of course, if this happens, altcoins go to the moon. Important altcoins go to the moon. In fact, just riding this up to this modest, this modest outlook of 85,000, if you're in the right altcoins, you could change your life before this. You have to be in the right projects, of course, which is why we're ensuring that during this period that we're seeing, we are in the right projects. And a lot of you don't realize you don't even need to deploy new capital into the market. You can use your existing portfolio. So how your portfolio should look by the time Bitcoin goes back up to 60,000 or 70,000 should be better than it was a month ago, right? Or a few weeks ago, right? Your portfolio should be not even a few weeks ago, less than 5 days ago, right? Your portfolio should be in an incredible position by the time we head back